Hello guys, welcome to our very first video regarding weight loss from the belly and of course overall the body. I'm your med student spokesman and I will guide you through this video in which we will talk about the very basics of losing weight. This video is made in such a way everyone should be able to understand. So if you weren't that good at biology in high school, don't worry, we will take tiny steps, one by one. But first things first, when we talk about losing weight, it's extremely important to understand how to actually gain weight so we can interrupt this process. The first type of nutrition we'll take a look at is mainly responsible for gaining weight so rapidly. We will take a look at carbohydrates, especially the sugars. To start, sugar is a very global word. It would be wrong to say sugar is one thing. Oh, by the way, from now on, we will call things molecules. So sugar is not one simple molecule. In fact, there's a variation in molecules when we talk about sugar. Glucose, for example, is a sugar molecule, but fructose is also a sugar molecule. And then there's also lactose. We can distinguish various types of sugars by their molecule structures. As you can see, fructose and glucose have just one ring in their molecules. These molecules we call monosaccharides. Then there's lactose, which seems to have two rings. These kind of molecules we call disaccharides. Di means two and mono means one. So let's make this precious information clear in one drawing. We've got carbohydrates, which can be divided into simple and complex carbohydrates. The simple carbohydrates are a synonym for sugars, which we can divide again in monosaccharides and disaccharides. Foods containing simple carbohydrates, sugars, are mainly all forms of junk food, soda, ice cream, all forms of processed sugars, bread and processed cereal. Sorry ladies, especially the chocolate ones. Fruits also contain simple carbohydrates, but aren't as bad as the others since they're high in fibers and contain fructose, which is a bad sugar, but not as bad as glucose. Then we have complex carbohydrates, the non-sugars. These carbohydrates are divided in oligosaccharides. Oligo is Greek for few, so oligosaccharides would mean a few saccharides in a chain. And polysaccharides. Poly means a lot, so a lot of saccharides in one big chain. Foods high in complex carbohydrates are mainly oats, brown rice, sweet potatoes, vegetables, fruits, whole wheat bread and whole wheat pasta. Pretty interesting to be aware of is the fact polysaccharides can be dissimilated, meaning cut down, to monosaccharides. Each monosaccharide is a glucose molecule. These glucose molecules are being absorbed by our small intestines and enter our bloodstream where it will circulate through our body. Since having too much glucose in our blood is dangerous, our body will either use it as an energy source immediately or store it as glycogen or fat. Insulin plays a big role in this process. We will discuss this progress comprehensively later. Then there are fibers, a special kind of complex carbohydrate, since our body usually can't process them. Fibers slow the absorption of other glucose molecules down. The reason for that is fibers become a gel-like paste in our bodies, which holds the nutrients from massively getting processed by enzymes, which are scissor-like molecules which divide the saccharides into glucose. The procession to glucose will happen eventually, but very gradually. This way, fiber prevents the blood from absorbing all the glucose at once. This is essential when you plan to lose weight. Why? That's something we'll talk about later. But for now, congratulations! You officially know what carbohydrates are. This means we can head to the next video, which will be all about fats and fat storage. But first, make sure you own this information. See it as your homework which needs to be done in order to achieve your ultimate goal, losing weight. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below or mail us on ourhealthyadvisor@gmail.com. Oh, before I forget, like and subscribe if you learned from the content. Become part of our community by subscribing. Thank you.